Well, great to see you guys, and I'm going to wrap up. How funny is that? That was an accident. I'm going to tidy up today's meeting and talk to you about the future of real estate. So who wants to know where we're headed? Anybody? Okay, so real quick before I dive into all this, I'm going to give you a little background on me. About half of you I know, about half of you I've never met. And from up here, it just looks amazing. So you guys are beautiful. We're excited about your futures. This is all about you. This is an agent-owned company. I worked for RE/MAX for 13 years, really liked it, but I didn't own it, right? I worked for Keller Williams for almost 9 years, really loved it. I went from a like to a chosen. I went from a like to a love, but I didn't own it. I exited with nothing. Seth exited 2 companies and made quite a bit of money. That's called equity. When you own a home in San Jose for 20 years, do you exit with a little money in your pocket, this thing called equity? And I don't care how much you love your current broker. I love my broker, I love my friends, and they only charge me $500 a deal. That's like saying, I live in San Francisco, the rent's so good, I'm not gonna buy a home and I'm just gonna rent for 20, 25 years in San Francisco. Who thinks that's a great idea? What do we say to our clients? Hey, we're gonna help you. We're going to help you buy a home. There's programs. You don't have to come up with a lot of money. And I know the payment will be a little bit more, but in 10, 15, 20 years, how many know anybody that's sad that they bought a place in the Bay Area? Los Gatos, Palo Alto, San Carlos. There's none. So we're going to talk to you about an equity play. That's what this is about. Now, real quick, a little background on me. Born March 2nd, 1966, San Diego, California. Grew up in Chula Vista on the beach. And had a great time. 1976, 10 years later, moved to Sacramento, California to be with my grandmother. My grandpa had passed away. 1986, I go to a private Bible college up north. Time for Brent to go to college called Chico State. Anybody know of Chico State? It's not exactly a Bible college, okay? In fact, in 1986, it was voted the #1 party school in America. You tell your kids, son, they have a good engineering program at Cal, go to Cal. Son, go to San Jose, they have a good nursing program. Or go to Harvard, they have this. I'm like, #1 party school in America? I'm in. Anybody else there? So I ended up doing that. And then 1996, about every 10 years, born in 66, moved in 76, off to college in 86. And in 96, I got my real estate license. It was 27 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago. And I got in and I struggled. If you're here today and you're struggled, welcome to my story. I was 30 years old. I was actually decent at sales, and I sold 3 homes my first 6 months. Was I the rookie of the year? Nope. Did I win any awards? Nope. Was I frustrated? Yep. Anybody frustrated here? I hope you're frustrated, because frustration's the precursor to breakthrough in your life. How many of you drove here and you're like, man, my car is filthy. You know, there's Starbucks cups, there's this. And when it's bad enough, you go, dang it, I'm going to the car wash and we are cleaning this car. Does it get done? When your garage gets so bad, you just had up your frustration. Does the garage get, you see, Sunday afternoon, I'm cleaning the garage. Does it get cleaned? Now, if you're here and you're miserable, God save you. You will wallow in it. You ever been miserable? So frustration's a precursor to breakthrough. So I got frustrated, and that next year, I really buckled down. I started listening to what my broker said, and I sold 18 homes. An improvement, correct? And then the next year, 28. I began being coachable, teachable. I kept implementing things I was learning. 80% of it did not work, but that 20% took me from 3 homes in 6 months to 18 homes in 12 months to 28 homes the following 12 months. And then the following 12 months, pretty much my 4th year, I sold 48 homes. Who here would like to sell 48 homes in the next 12 months? Anybody? I'm going to give you the key. Not me. Now that I have your attention, okay? I was like, I think I wet myself. I'm like, whoo! Anyways, I did. But it freaked me out, okay? We're all freaked out here, okay? Like earthquake alarm, don't even say that. Okay, so I'm trying not to block the screens, what I'm trying to do, but anyway, so where was I? Oh, the secret, the key, 48 homes, the road map to El Dorado. Write this down, it's a really important word. Struggle. Write it down. You make a note of it. I'm not even kidding. Get on the struggle bus, baby. Your future lies in the realm of being uncomfortable. When my kids, I got 8 of them, right? I'm not Mormon, not Catholic. If you're Catholic or Mormon, God bless you. But everyone always asks me, we're just bored at night, okay? We have 8 kids. Now, so here's the deal. My 4-year-old, Dad, I don't want to mow the lawn. My 13-year-old, Dad, I don't feel like cleaning my room. My 16-year-old, I don't want to take the trash to the curb. You know what? As parents, do we say, okay, yeah, do nothing? Or do we say, you know what? Suck it up, buttercup. Do what it takes. And then somehow we're 38, we're 48. I don't want to call the expireds. I don't want to door knock. I don't want to farm. Oh my gosh, right? If you live your life by your emotions, you're in for a tough ride. Don't be a thermometer. A thermometer goes up and down with the temperature. You become a thermostat. You set that thing. The market doesn't affect you. You are the market. Write that one down. I'm a victim of the economy in the Bay Area. To hell with that. You want to have a miserable life? Let the economy, let those interest rates that are floating up to 4, 5, 6% affect you. Are you with me? Do I have your full attention? So I'm selling 48 homes a year, making $400,000 a year in 1999. I realize that's not much here, but in 1999, I was rich. Bought a nice house, bought nice cars, going to the Caribbean with my family, Hawaii with my family. I'm thinking, man, I dropped out of college and I'm making $400,000 a year. Life is good. I'm 34 years old. And I'm thinking, but I'm working 60 hours a week. How does anyone sell more than 48 homes a year? Got on a plane. I'm teachable. I'm coachable. Flew to Toronto. #1 RE/MAX agent in the world, Craig Proctor, teaches me, do this, 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 and this, and this. The guy next to me is like, arms crossed, legs crossed, eyes crossed. He's like, this is BS. There's like 400, 800 of us in the audience. He's making all this money off all of us. I go, yeah, he also makes a lot of money off that. His attitude was so bad, he got up at the end and left. I got up at the end, went to the back room and signed up for coaching. 5 years later, I 10x'd my business. I was selling 427 homes a year. Who'd like to sell 400 homes a year here? Right? My mind was open. His mind was closed. What's better? Set in your ways, uncoachable, unwilling to change. I'm just seeking comfort. You want to change and grow? Do not seek comfort. Am I speaking the truth or am I just kind of candy caning it? Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm getting fired. I'm thinking about landing on the table. So here's the deal. I'm actually considering a full runway. Now here's the deal. I don't care how young you are. I'm too young. Or how old you are, I'm too old. Or how skinny or how fat, I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not beautiful. I can't speak. Listen to me. Henry Ford saw it 100 years ago. He said, if a man or a woman thinks they can, they probably can. And if they think they can't, they're probably right. So what's it going to be? I'm going to give it everything I got. And you know why I'm on the stage? Here's why I'm celebrated. Because I'm the biggest failure in the room. I beg my kids to fail. Perfection is so freaking overrated. There's nobody. Michael Phelps, JT, right? Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, the hockey player. You guys have a hockey right here in San Jose. The guy in Canada, Wayne Gretzky, he's missed more shots on goal than you've had drinks of water. Babe Ruth struck out more than anyone in the league the year he set the record for hitting more home runs than anyone in the league. Do we talk about his strikeouts? Do we talk about his home runs? Do you want people to talk about your home runs? Then be willing to whiff. Be willing to strike out. Be willing to faceplant. Be willing to fail. I'm going to write a new book. It's going to be called Say Stupid Stuff Often and with Velocity. And get it over with. Well, I can't talk like that at a listing presentation because you go on a listing presentation every 3 months. Why do you go on a listing presentation every 3 months? Because you live your life on your emotion. The life of a real estate agent. I'm excited, I'm depressed. I'm excited, I'm depressed. I'm excited, I'm depressed. Why are you excited? I got 3 in escrow. Why are you depressed? I closed them all. It's called escrowitis. Write it down. It's a real disease. It's worse than COVID-19. You close 5 deals, 7 deals, 12 deals. You give your wife, your husband the checks. I'll never forget giving my wife checks. And it was like $48,000 back in like 99. She was like, this is awesome. It was a lot of money back then. Still a lot of money now. And she goes, when's your next closing, honey? I'm like, ain't got one. So I was so busy closing all these deals, I had nothing in the hopper. And we're going to show you how to even out the potholes with eXp. We're going to help. Is that the right name? It sounded funny. eXp, that's the name. It's a funny name, isn't it? I love the name now. Remember Apple? Why don't you call it watermelon, right? Like NEC, C21, KW, HP, eXp. Now it all fits in, right? Anyway, so here I am, 13 years at RE/MAX. Liked it. Great company. 2009, I find Keller Williams. And I switch in the crash. My pain caused me to switch. By the way, eXp is poised to explode. The correction is coming. It's a year away, 6 months away, 2-3 years away, but it is coming. And in a tougher market, people quit saying this stuff like, well, I love my broker. They're like, I said, I love RE/MAX. They've been good to me. There, almost 13 years. Became the #1 producing RE/MAX agent in the state of California. Is that good or bad? There were 10,000 competitors. Number 11 worldwide out of 128,000. And I left them. Why? In my pain. Why will people move and try something new like eXp over the next 2 or 3 years? We're going to go from 80,000, almost 80,000 to 500,000 in 4 years because of people's pain. We are going to go from a multi-billion-dollar company, I think we'll 10x the valuation, 30, 40 billion. I got to be a part of the 20 million to, I think we're 3 billion now, 3-4 billion. I get to be a part of that. My agents have millions of dollars worth of stock, my team, my buyer's agents, without recruiting. By selling. You know what we had after 20 years at those 2 huge franchises I've been talking about? Trophies and plaques. What are your trophies and plaques worth now? You rented. Now your broker, your owner is going to say, don't do eXp. And they put an ugly word on it. It's recruiting and it's really hard. That's like me saying, don't be a listing agent in the Bay Area. It's hard to recruit sellers. And you know what? It is hard, but once you get the hang of it, people call you all the time to list their home. Any of us have been around 10 years or more, raise your hand. I saw a bunch of you, 10 years or more. What's it like when people call you to list your home, Sandra?
It's easy for me.
I know. What's it like? How's it feel?
Oh, it's great. It's a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels great. Some of you, like, you don't know what it's like because you haven't gotten good at it. But once you get good at it, how do you get good at it? You force yourself to do prospecting, whether it's internet lead generation, whether it's doing the videos and the podcasts and the YouTube channel and the TikTok. Just try it and try it. And I tried a lot. I was great at other things than that. Now I have a podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I'm at TikTok. That was weird. All right, now, but here's the deal. I have Instagram. I couldn't find it, but I have it. I hire people to do that stuff for me. Some of you are like, you were hearing what Sean Work did and Matthew Ma did. You're like, I can't do this. I'm 55. I'm 65. I'm 75. Do you have a nephew who's 17? A niece who's 19? Do you have someone you know who's 14? You could hire someone and give them an internship while they're in high school because they want to go to Harvard or Yale. They're smart as heck, and they understand what Instagram is. They know what TikTok is. They know what Facebook is. They're super sharp and savvy, right? Are you with me? I mean, I'm killing it at eXp, and I never use a laptop. I use my iPhone. I've owned 15 laptops. You know what I use them for? Door jams. I've never ordered from Amazon, ever. Not once. Ask me why. I don't know why. I'm sticking with it. I've never placed an order from Amazon. I thought Netflix was a terrible idea. Watch a movie on your screen. How'd Netflix do with me not liking it? I thought Uber was a crazy idea. Get in someone's car and drive through the woods. Like, if I was a serial murderer, I'd become an Uber driver, right? Oh, hi, Brent. Hey, click. You know, but is Uber doing okay? I thought DoorDash was insane. Any weirdo could be coming, I'll bring you your food. What are they doing to it, right? I thought Airbnb, I'm going to go to your house, get in your bed, cozy on top of your mattress and put my head. That's just weird. Who would do that? It's a terrible idea. They're a $100 billion company. Every company I thought was a horrible idea is killing it because they're cloud-based. Who makes it when the tough gets going, when the market shifts? The companies that have low to no overhead. The big old brokerages shutting down, shutting down, shutting down, shutting down. We are going to kill it. We are poised to absolutely explode. So I see eXp 5 years ago, and I go, I'm going to give it a shot. And boy, here's what happened. So I'm going to get into it. Every once in a while, you get that tech genius. There's Richard Branson, there's Bill Gates, there's Steve Jobs, there's Elon Musk, there's, the special human comes away. Lee Iacocca, Henry Ford back in the day. There's that person that transforms industry, right? That changes the way things are done. The founder of this guy, I think his name, Jeffrey Bezos, right? Amazon. Did he change the world? Is he the largest employer in the world? And Warren Buffett stuck in his ways. He said, I missed it, maybe my age. He said, here's a quote, Amazon will never make it. This is Warren Buffett. Sounds like you're a broker. eXp will never make it. Dick Dillingham, great guy, sincerely. I looked up to him. Always had the Wall Street Journal. Owner of Keller Williams Region. Looked at me and said, they will not be here in 2 years. The stock will be worthless in 2 years. Today, we are 100% debt-free, multi-billion-dollar companies that keep $100 million laying around at all times. Who knows, probably a 2, 3, 400 million cash in the bank now. And we're just opened in 20 countries. We're opening 10 more this year. We're actually in 21 now. I'm just telling you, Dick Dillingham was sincere, passionate, with conviction, told me not to do this. And I said, Dick, I'm doing this. I'm going to give it a shot. Worst case, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm not buying a franchise, I come back to Keller Williams, maybe I go independent, maybe I go to Remax, maybe I go to Sotheby's, but I've got nothing to lose because I have no equity. You have no equity. You've been renting the house at your current brokerage. Yeah, but I get a good deal. My landlord mows the lawn. They check the pool chemicals. My broker actually has a free espresso machine and free kombucha. And Gucci, right? They go, I don't pay for copies. You're like someone saying it's really great. If I need something fixed, they just fix it. And when you're all done in 20, 25 years, and your biggest hope is to get your deposit back. Are we not? Are we not? You could own the dairy farm, or you could be a cow on the dairy farm. You could own Foster's chicken, or you could be a chicken in one of those cages. Everyone's like, free the chickens. Free range cows, free range. You don't want to be in production. And your brokers are saying, don't do it because it's hard. And I'm telling you, anything in life that is good is hard. And we all struggle. And I get it that you're struggling. Get on the struggle bus. Because once you get through it, it gets easy. You're like, well, I can't be you up on that stage and your passion and conviction. I wasn't me either. I was a dishwasher at 19, put myself through college. I mowed lawns. I collected aluminum cans and newspapers. Any lawnmowers out there? Any dishwashers out there? Anybody? All of us. And I bootstrapped it, and I struggled, and I looked my fear in the face, and I went after it, and life changed for me because I was willing to fail. You know what I tell my kids? I said, please don't go to college. Please buy real estate. Please invest in multifamily. Please start a business. Please fail. Fail a lot. I don't want to be perfect. Be imperfect. Perfection's overrated. Progress before perfection. Progress. Are you guys with me? Strategy. Strategy is good, right? How about getting something done? You can have all the strategy in the world, but if you're not doing anything, forget it. Progress before perfection. Anyways, I beg my kids to fail. I beg them. Because do it while you're young. And you can even do it in your 60s or 70s here. This is not a capital risk. Worst case thing that I figured someone would happen to me is they'd laugh at me. Gove, you're so gullible. Trying that eXp thing. The owners of Remax told me empirically Keller Williams would destroy my career. They're for newbie agents. They have all that training. You waste your time. They will destroy your career. Within 10 months, I shattered all my sales records. Did Keller Williams destroy my career? The funny thing is, when I left Keller Williams 5 years ago, Dick Dillingham told me eXp would destroy my career. Are you with me? When LeBron James went to the Lakers, they said, it's the biggest mistake of your life. Don't do it. Listen to me. The world is not flat. It's round. The world is changing. Been to your travel agent lately? Been to Blockbuster lately? Are you DoorDash, Zoom, Airbnb? Things are changing. We check into our hotels on our phones, skip the front desk. You don't go into the bank anymore. What are you going to the bank for? Right? Things are changing. So all these companies are great examples of how it's changing, and we're right there with them. We've been in the metaverse for a decade. We are going to lead the way in this space. So even Tony Robbins noticed it. Hilton been around 100 years. 18 billion. By the way, this is 3 or 4 years old, this slide. Now they're around 25 billion last I looked. So Hilton's doing good. There's room for everybody, right? But you can add a 1 in front of the 3. Airbnb is almost 131 billion. They added 100 billion in the last 3 or 4 years. You tell me where the money's going. It's going to the cloud-based competitor. You guys are all listening at me very intently. All those side conversations went away, man. I like this. Now, that was my pirate growl. It's a cloud-based environment. We have no desk fees. We don't have the typical overhead and the expensive lease like our competitors. You will work from an office, but we put our money into education, into stock for all of you, into revenue share. We are agent-owned. There's a shareholder meeting in June in Florida with 7,000 of us. We're shareholders in the actual, it'd be like owning a piece of Compass, owning a piece of Coldwell Banker, owning a piece of Remax or Keller Williams. Now watch this. This is where you'll work. 3,000 locations. And then there's people that compete with this company. Probably another 200 companies. This open space community, brick and glass and Starbucks. And this office hub thing is the rage worldwide. Regis has 3,000 of them. So we also have CRM and lead gen and database. This is $600 a month. At eXp, we give it to you. But is it watered down? Nope. Same one agents. I have friends pay $600 a month. At eXp, you get it. My Remax Main Street, I got 3 leads in 13 years. My Keller Williams website, 0 leads in 9 years. This website, 120 leads first month. Free websites don't work. They keep the agent base happy. Here's your website. Not going to work, but put your picture on there. I actually had a Remax agent in Sacramento go, I just got my new picture on my website. I got the phone number. It's all set up. It looks good. I've had it running for like 3 or 4 months now. I said, awesome. She says, I really don't want to change. I'm not technology person. I go, how many leads have you gotten from it? She says, well, none. Are we supposed to get leads from it? I go, 120 the first month. Then we have this thing called training. We have 10, 15, 20 classes a day in the cloud caught by the mega superstars that used to be at Coldwell Banker, used to be at Remax and Keller Williams and Sotheby's and Christie's and Berkshire. They're here. We went from 1,200 to 80,000 in 5 years. You need some perspective. Remax was the 800-pound gorilla. It took them 20 years to get to 20,000. Keller Williams came along, the largest, most successful company ever on the history of the planet, and shattered that record by a year. Took them 19 years to get to 20,000 because the agents don't own the company. They're not as excited. Our agents, in 5 years, grew to almost 80,000. Quadrupled what they did in a fourth of the time. Is that a little perspective for you? Now, here's what you got to understand. We're going to go from this. If 1,200 could become 80,000 in 5 years, what will 80,000 become in the next 5 years? I'm telling you, we'll be 500,000, no problem. We're headed to 1 million and 2 million. Are there that many agents? There are 208 industrialized nations. There are 25 million agents worldwide. There's 3 million in India alone. I have hundreds of agents in India selling homes and I get paid. I have agents in all 50 states. Well, good for you, Brent. No, this is your opportunity too, and I will help you. I'm here reaching into you and saying, I will help you. Sean Work will help you. Matthew Ma will help you. Jeffrey DeJesus, stand up. Where's Jeffrey? Jeffrey, get over here. Come up here. Come up here. He's a major local star. Get over here. Stand right here. Come here, man. So this guy was a big star at Better Homes, one of the top agents in the entire Bay Area, came over, just killing it. There are people here that are going to help you. We help each other. And so reach out. There are people who help me. You're not invisible. 1 + 1 isn't 2, it's 11. Reach out, we'll help you. I'm just getting to know a boss from Remax. He switched over to eXp. A boss, when you text me, do I respond? And he just got here, and it's just the boss, but do we talk on the phone?
Almost every week.
Yeah. Well, Brent, you have 18,000 in your organization and 30,000 in the bigger organization, and a lot of you are but you don't want to bother me. Stop. That's madness. If I'm busy, I'll tell you. I'll say, look, I'm busy right now, but reach out. I reached out and grew like crazy. So those are our live trainings up in Sacramento. We have them here. They're all over the place. Let's wrap up today with equity and revenue share. Every time you close a home, when you first get here and you close your first sale, you get a stock award. You become a shareholder. When you cap at $16,000 paid in, the second one right there, $16,000 cap, 80-20 split, you cap at 16. To put that in perspective, what is your average commission in the Bay Area these days? Just throw out some numbers. Let's go with 20. We'll go low. Is 20 low? Okay, so that's 20% of that is $4,000. So how many homes would you have to sell to cap to go 16 paid in? Quattro, 4. Now, what if you got one of those $40,000 commissions? Does that ever happen around here? Yeah? 20% of that is 8. You sell 2 homes, you cap. 2 homes, you cap. You're on an 80-20 for 2 to 4 sales around here. 2 to 4 sales. You cap, you go to a 100% split for the rest of the year. I have a lot of agents that cap the first 2, 3, 4 months in Sacramento, where our average home price is like $550. And they cap in 2, 3, 4 months. They're 100% the rest of the year. Then they get a nice big stock award for that. When you cap and do 20 sales, which is the Icon Award, you get $16,000 worth of stock. So if you're paying $16,000, we used to give people a red ball cap that said 2 letters. And I won't say the name of the company, but the letters are KW. It's anonymity. And we give them a $16 ball cap that was embroidered. eXp, we give you $16,000 worth of our company stock. Yeah, go ahead. By the way, I had a guy call me out on that 5 years ago. He goes, you don't know what that's worth. He was from New Jersey. They're aggressive. New Yorkers in New Jersey. They have a gene called the FU gene. It's real. He goes, you don't know what that'll be worth. It's a penny stock. And I said, whoa, easy, Tiger. I go, you're right. I don't know what it's worth. I'll give you that. It could be worthless in 3 years. We have 3-year vesting. He goes, you don't know. It was like $2.40 a share. I got 16,000 of it, right? And we split, by the way. Went up and split. So if you add that back in, it's like $40 a share. Do the math. In fact, let's do the math. Let's say, forget $2.40. Let's call it $3. $3 goes into 40 how many times? Anybody go with math? Is that 13? 13 times? It's 13 times. So my 16,000 went up 13 times because it appreciated. Who's good with that? Anybody good with that math? What's that? $250,000? So not only was it worth 16, it's actually worth $250,000. But congratulations, you have a good deal from a broker. You pay $500 a deal. How much equity do you have? Nothing. You traded the cow for magic beans. Glenn Sanford created an agent equity program. Tell me about Sotheby's agent equity program. Tell me about Realty One's agent equity program. Tell me about Coldwell Banker. They don't exist. Tell me about the Keller Williams, not profit share, agent equity program. You with me? There's all kinds of stuff. By the way, the first year, I received 52 stock awards the first year for doing everything I did every year at all the other companies. Is that good? Turned into millions of dollars worth of stock. Yeah, but it won't happen again. Are you kidding me? We're about to go from 80,000 to $500,000. I believe our valuation will 10x. I believe your return will be far greater. Of my 18 buyer's agents that came with me when I joined, 4 of them have $1 million worth of stock. Some of them have $250,000. Some of them have $500,000. You know what we had in 5 years at our previous company? Nothing. What did I have as a big star? Nothing. What will you have if you stay where you are? Nothing. You'll have escrows, and hopefully you buy some real estate, but I was you. I've been through the struggle, and it's real. 26 years. I've been through 2 down markets. We're coming into my 3rd. Real estate is cyclical in nature. It is coming. Prepare for winter. Those that prepare now, you're going to see a huge harvest. Prepare now. Now watch this. So revenue share. When I referred those 100 agents to RE/MAX in my 13 years, 3 thoughtful managers wrote me a thank you note because they attended Brian Buffini, and they put an item of value in that card. What was that item of value? Starbucks card. I got 3 $10 Starbucks cards for 100 agents. And I bet you 30, 40, 50 of them went on to sell 30, 40, 50 homes a year every single year. Let's just take one of them. Think about that. Don't even get the Starbucks card on a guy named Mike Pushek. His first year, he sold, I think, 38 homes. I didn't get a $10 Starbucks card. Did RE/MAX, the broker, get paid 38 times, yes or no? And I go, here you go. And they go, wow. Next year, Michael sold 70. 5 years later, Michael sold 330 homes in 1 year. RE/MAX Gold up in Sacramento got paid 330 times. I got a big, the guy says, Lord, thank you. How would you like me to give you 330 listings? That's what I did. You've been trading the cow for magic beans. Every time you refer your friend to tarot. Every time you refer your friend, they're not paying you. They take you to lunch. They take you to a steak dinner. They don't, sometimes they don't even do that. And that person sells 10 homes a year. They're getting paid 10 times. And the next year they sell 14 homes. They get paid 14 times. And the next year maybe they get better. They sell 23 homes. They get paid 23 times. What did you get paid? Well, that's just how it works. Well, it's like saying we make vinyl records. That's just how it works. I have a Sony Walkman. That's how we listen to music. I go into my travel agent. That's how we get tickets to Paris. No, you don't. You go online. Dinner reservations. You go online. You go to, Open Table. You get a reservation. Life is changing. You cannot stick your head in the sand. Get a 17-year-old. They will help you. Pay them. They'll work for nothing just for you to say on their college application they were an intern of Gove International Real Estate Subsidiary of eXp. Oh, what's that? Just you, right? You sell 10 homes a year and you're hoping to do 20 next year. It'll look good on their internship. And guess what? These kids, you can go down here to San Jose State. You can go to local universities. You can go anywhere. They are in marketing. They understand it at such a high level. You don't need to understand it. I have tax attorneys. I have CFOs. I have CPAs. We probably spend $20,000 a month on financial people just to help me with my finances. I don't understand a lot. I sit down. They advise me. I'm like, good, no, yes, no. You don't have to understand this. You need to get somebody. You need to help them get somebody. Hire your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, somebody else's niece or nephew. Somebody's praying to God for a job. 22 years ago, there was a single mom with 2 daughters praying for a job. Little, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old needed a little extra money. And I was praying, God, who do I hire? And I hired that single mom. And little did I know, she tripled my income the first year. Is that good? She's sitting right there. Sandra Sandoval. Raise your hand, Sandra. First person I ever hired in real estate. You have some little old grandma, some little old grandpa at home going, God, I need something. I need something more than Social Security. You have somebody somewhere needing to earn some money to put themselves through college. You could be the answer to their prayers, but you don't have the courage to try. When we started, I started you part-time, 4 hours a day, I think 3 or 4 days a week. I said work any 4 hours, 8 to noon, 10 to 2, 1 to 5. You have little kids. If you need to go to the doctor, I'm going to be flexible with you. And let's try it for 3 months, and we'll see how it goes. Is that pretty much, that's my memory of how it went down. 3 months later, what happened? Do you remember?
I went full time and you continue to get.
Yeah. And by the end of 6 years, she's making like $8,800 a month as my personal assistant. Back, like, we're talking, 18 years ago as my personal assistant. And every month, well, she met Prince Charming, ran off and got married, thank God. Because it was right now, you'd be making like $40,000 a month or something. We're old. I'm like, I love you. I'll buy you lunch. All right, now, sound like you're a broker, don't I? All right, so, but check this out. If you tell one person and they sell 2 to 4 homes, you get $2,800. That's not much money. If you tell 5 people, you get that on 5 people, but it unlocks tier 2. If you tell 10, it unlocks tier 3, 15, 20, 25. The more people you tell, the more you are compensated. It's compensation for contribution. Let me show you what happens with just 2 levels. Let's say you tell 10 agents, and you get $2,800 per agent. They sell 2 to 4 homes a year around here, 5 or 6 homes a year in Sacramento, maybe 6 or 7 in Stockton. If home prices are lower, it takes more. I went back 5 years ago, it was pretty much like 8 to 10 sales to cap. So I talked to people who sold at least 10 homes a year. They all capped. 10 times 2,800 is 28,000. What if they only sell 1 home? Like half a cap around here, 1 or 2 homes, you get 1,400. Half a cap, you get half. What if they only do a quarter cap? Then you get 700. They sell a home, you get paid. You become like the broker, but you're not going to court. The broker will go to court. Now watch this. If those 10 tell 10 in the next 5-year example, is that realistic? Well, if they tell 2 people a year for 5 years, that would be 10, correct? If they all average that, at the end of 5 years, you'd have 100 agents. Is that realistic? It might take longer. I believe it's realistic. I told 10 my first month, and they all told 10 in 6 months, not 5 years. I did this in 6 months, not 5 years. It's an example. It doesn't have to take 5 years. And if you have 10 who tell 10, you have 100 on your tier 2. Tier 2, back up. Tier 2 is 3,200 an agent, unlimited number of agents. So we're going to move forward. 100 times 32 is 320, plus your 28 is 348,000 a year. That's a very important distinction. So I'm like, well, we're big baller agents. I make $1 million a year. I make $1.5 million. Really? Tell me about your investments, because I owned real estate. I owned stock. I had investments too. How much cash flow do you get? Do you get $100,000 a year cash flow? I was 51 years old and didn't have $100,000 a month cash flow from my investments. What do you have? Do you have 200? This is cash flow. If you took the 348 and you didn't buy a timeshare, you didn't buy a car, you didn't buy an airplane, you didn't waste it on whatever, how soon could you pay off your mortgage and chunk down yours? You have no house payment. I did it in 6 months. In 6 months later, I was earning $34,000 a month. Is that good or bad? Revenue share, not counting the stock. And by the way, I ended up telling 40 in my first 10 months. So I did 4 times this amount. The next year it was $1.2 million. Is that good? So what happened? My first 10 days, go back 1 slide. My first 10 days, because of this, 10 days at eXp, my revenue share check was $1,900. My first 30 days, it was $5,000. My first full month, that's $60,000 a year. Outside of, this is on top of your escrows. The next month, it was $10,000. That's $120,000 a year on top of your escrows. The next month it was 10. I was disappointed. I was shocked it didn't double. 19,510, why wouldn't it be 20? Well, it was December sales, which tend to be thinner. January closings, and it was a February 22nd revenue share check. It was $10,000. Who would be bummed if your check 4 months from now was rolling in at $10,000 a month? I was like, what's wrong? Well, the next month I told my wife it would be $15,000. I was wrong. It was $27,000 my 5th month. Would that change your life for a lot of people in the Bay Area? Would it make your house payment? Or half of it around here? Right? This is doable, and people will help you. Next slide. Next slide. So RevShare Plus, we're going to wrap up with this. I'm going to try to aim at the computer, see if I can control this part. I can't. Okay. So we bought Success Magazine. There's our founder, Glenn Sanford. We have Success Coaching. We have Success Lending. We're taking 50% of all profits day one and putting it back into the RevShare pool. So we're plussing what you just saw on the screen. This just happened. Next one, there's Jarek Robbins. Go back one. President of Success Coaching. You know that Keller Williams coaching program earns Keller Williams $100 million a year? I was there long time, almost a decade. How much do we get as Keller Williams agents of that? Nothing. When there's a mortgage broker in your office at Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, I won't just pick on Keller, and you give them loans, how much, well, you can, it's a RESPA violation. Well, here we take the profit, and like if you give a loan officer 17 loans and they pay you 17 times, that's a RESPA violation. We're taking the profit and spreading out across everybody in the entire company. If you earn revenue share, you don't even have to do loans, you're going to get paid more. You don't have to use success coaching, you're going to get paid more because you're an owner. Stop thinking transactionally and think about owning multifamily. Think about owning asset, income producing assets. When you're a part of eXp, you're owning. Next slide. You own an income. By the way, if you're curious about success coaching, good, I see some things, download that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. And so get this, check out success coaching. I've always had a coach. I'm looking at hiring another coach right now. I have one that coaches my team. It's $2,000 a month. I have another one for me personally, $7,500 a month. I've always been coachable. I've always been teachable. Everybody needs a coach. The best athletes, the guy who's going to win the Masters, he will think his swing coach. He will think his putting coach. He will think his fitness coach. He will think his mental coach. They have many coaches. You want to perform at a high level? Get a coach. I can't afford it. You can't afford not. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicklaus. Okay, I thought I'd try it. Right? You can't handle the truth. Listen to me. You can't afford not to. You seem to have no problem buying the timeshare, but you tell me you can't afford a coach. I want my life to change. Do you? Do you want it to change? Do you want your life to change? I don't think you're frustrated enough. Because when you're frustrated, things happen. When you've had it up to here, look out, mama's pissed. Daddy's had enough. I don't know if you've had enough. Are you living a life of quiet desperation? Come on. Are you going to die with your music in you, or do you have a song to sing? I don't really care what you think of me, but I care about you. I don't even know you, but I care. Because guess what? You have a life to live. Your kids are... I used to help people with the American dream of homeownership. And I personally would take 60 listings a year. My team would do hundreds, and we sold hundreds of homes a year. And I'd help 60 families with the dream of homeownership. And for most of them, it was divesting homes because I became a listing agent. And it was very rewarding and great. But now what I do is I help agents and broker associates and their children. I change your life. I change your kid's life. The wake is now 30,000, 18,000 in that 7-level organizational structure. Well, we don't do that at Sotheby's. We don't do that at Coldwell Banker. Yes, you do. Every one of you do it. I don't care even if you're at Intero. You all do the exact same thing. You just don't get compensated for it. You send someone to your company. Oh, I'm spitting now. It's coming right. They pushed them back. It's a splash zone. Splash zone at SeaWorld. You don't get compensated for it. Are you with me? They keep it all. You work for Keep It All Real Estate. They keep all the equity. Spit you out the other end. They keep all the revenue share. They got overhead. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. It's been done that way for 100 years. It's time to change. It's like the French Revolution here. Come on, man. Wake up. I will fight with you. You want to run? Let's run. Jeffrey DeJesus is running with people already. Matthew Ma. Sean Work, other leaders in this room will step up. Try me. Try me. You want to send me a text? My cell phone's 916-223-5555. Easy enough number to remember. Find me online. Send me a text. I'll talk to you. I'll plug you into people that are near you. I will help you. 5 or 10 of you will reach out to me, and that's okay. I was always one of the 5 or 10. Really? What was that number? It's 916-223-5555. Matthew Ma will give it to you. Sean Work will give it to you. We'll make it. You call Seth there, the vice president, he will not return your call. No, kidding. Seth. Now, success lending, every time you send a qualified loan officer who knows what the heck he's doing, eXp is going to send you, back up, $10,000. You send 4 of them, send you $40,000. Some of them will tell 5 or 10 of their friends because they like it. $2,500 to you every time they tell their friends. It's kind of like a finder's fee. You tell 10 people, you get $100,000. Do you need $100,000? Send 10 lenders that you work with, know and trust, that are not new. They know what the heck they're doing. They join Success Lending. Look out, baby. So that's 10 grand. That's kind of cool. Next slide. There's a little squibbly if you want it more about Success Lending. And awesome option for you. Or just use the loan officer at your office. Use the loan officer at your office. I'm looking for, okay, James, I'm okay. I'm watching you hard. Okay. So, home warranty. You have home warranty. You get paid on home warranty. 50% of all profits day one. By the way, there's 7 times the money in lending. Next slide. Title, 8 times the money in title. We have Silverline Title. You open escrows there. I've done 5,000 closings now. Not once have we ever used the title policy. Are those inexpensive or expensive? Would you like to be a title company? Issue title insurance 5,000 times and never pay out a payout. Well, I know somebody who had a payout. I know somebody who won the lottery. Is your plan to win the lottery? I know somebody gets struck by lightning. We're all worried to get struck. I'm kind of freaked out about swimming around Monterey because of great white sharks. But how often does it really happen, right? But you'll hear about it. Here, Silverline, 50% of all profits day one. Revenue share plus program. Go ahead, next slide. Clearwater, I was spending $4,000 a month on healthcare for my wife and kids. Now we spend $2,000 a month, go to any doctor, any place, anytime, anywhere in the world. No HMO, PPO, and it's got vision and dental plus pet care, $2,000 a month instead of $4,000. I save $24,000 a year. Everybody who goes here is shocked. Where do you go? myagenthealth.com. They're our healthcare provider at eXp. There's 80,000 of us. It's like going to Costco and buying stuff. Why you get a good deal because they buy in bulk and they pass that savings on to you. What do? You go to Blue Cross, Blue Shield. You go yourself and you get hammered. Everybody that has gone here has done this has seen a savings of 30% to 50%. They're literally paying 70% of what they used to pay to 50%. I've never seen anyone do less. And this is through eXp. Man, I was never provided that at my prior brokerages. 21 countries worldwide. You will have a global business. What did I do? That was so amazing that I told 25 people in a 5-month period about eXp. 5 people a month for 5 months. Is all you did was recruit? No, all I did was go on listing appointments. I was a trained assassin after 2 decades. I knew how to do lead generation. I went on listing appointment after listing appointment after listing appointment. I paid the price. What is paying the price? Listen to me. Paying the price is somebody who was born December 27th, 1999 in Baghdad. We're talking born. Some of you are like, you were around back then. You were an adult then. He gets to America in 2007 in a really sweet city, New York City. Really kind and not cold and hard. And then he moves to San Jose with this family, and they struggle. They start a smaller car lot, and they sell used cars. They started with 4 cars, and they struggle. This is like 6 years ago. And then he gets his real estate license like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And for the first 6 months to a year, he calls not hundreds, but thousands of homeowners in San Jose. And none of them give him a listing. Complete failure. Oh, baby, he's on track now. He would not relent. And then he worked at it more and more. His second year, he made $384,000. Last year, he made $1.7 million and bought hundreds of doors in properties, multifamily. This year, he's buying, I think, over 1,000 doors, and he's actually hiring people just to take over his real estate practice. He's 23, 24 years old. And he was willing to call 8 hours a day with a headset and fail abject failure. But he got good. Fail. You don't fail enough. You're too busy protecting your ego. Your ego's keeping you so broke. It's keeping you not with your dreams and goals because you want to look good. Oh, I don't want to be one of those guys. Be one of those guys. Coldwell Banker had no problem with it. Gary Keller had no problem with it. Dave Lineker from Remax. The Sotheby's, the Christie's, Berkshire Hathaway, those are people's last names who said, I'm going to recruit and build the sales organizations, recruit to a brand. We're going to call it Sotheby's. We're going to call it Intero. Gino, the founder of Intero, had no problem with it. He's not one of those guys. He's successful. And billionaires bought all those companies. When a billionaire buys your company, made it, and you're not going to get there. They don't buy people who sell 400 homes a year, 800 homes a year, 2,600. That's small potatoes. It's transactionally thinking. Get off that merry-go-round. Learn more about eXp. Abbas, stand up. The story I told about the little boy from Baghdad, right there, Abbas. He's grown up. And he's doing only multifamily this year. And he's going to sell probably millions of dollars in commissionable income this year. And he's not going to do it. He's going to hire some people to handle his listings. It's pretty dang awesome. Are you willing to fail with velocity? Are you willing to get muddy and mess it up? I hope so. So get your cameras out, take a picture of that. I have 2 minutes to wrap up. I'm going to go very fast. That's a summary sheet. I paid desk fees, royalty fees, and franchise fees for decades. RE/MAX and Keller Williams franchises. I'm a 100% agent at RE/MAX, but in 2005, they collect $455,000 from me. How is that possible? Fees, okay? 80-20 split at eXp, $16,000 cap. When you cap, you go to 100%. Standard startup cost, $149. Not a capital risk. You're not buying a franchise here. You don't like it in a month or two, go back to where you came from. Well, I heard somebody who left eXp. I know someone who left Coldwell Banker. But I know someone who left. I mean, nobody stays at every company forever, and brokers do recruit some people and say, I'll give you a free desk and I'll give you a builder project I'm on. But we didn't go from 1,200 to 80,000 because we have a retention problem. We went from 60 employees to 2,300 employees. We are booming, and you get to be a part of this, and it's happening in your backyard. It's like, this is your Apple moment. This is your Facebook moment. You've heard of Microsoft millionaires. This is in your backyard. And you're like poo-pooing it because you listen to your team leader, your regional owner, the broker owner, you're wherever you are. Man, step up and listen. You get 2 big opportunities in your life. I hope this isn't the second one. I hope. And I will help you. And other people will help you. You're not doing this alone. So $85 a month is our overhead, $25 on each sale, broker review fee. We do have commercial real estate, rocking, luxury real estate, rocking, $40 per sale, risk management fee, E&O errors in case there's some kind of an issue happens, capped at $500 a year. That's it, minimum fees. Become a shareholder, join.exprealty.com if you want to learn more. Apply, start the application person. The person who brought you here is your sponsor. If you're here and you see somebody here that you didn't bring here, you are not their sponsor. It's the person who brought them here. Comprende? Comprende. Next slide. We're done. There we are joining the NASDAQ. Next slide. Here we are closing the financial markets worldwide for Cisco, Intel, PepsiCo, Apple, you name it. That's a pretty big honor. Next slide. We got our shareholder summit in Florida. It's a 3-day event, and we're all shareholders. 7,000 of us coming. We're shareholders, baby. Wall Street's going to be there. It's going to be cool. Next slide. Okay, before you go to the next one, this is Tony Robbins. Last summer, we did this during COVID. We were the first company. It wasn't a company. It was just something James I and Gene Frederick did and some of the leaders. We had 5,000 people show up to our mastermind. You ever heard of an agent mastermind? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, it's okay, it's okay. So we had 5,000 people show up. Tony Robbins is like, can I come? He flies in his G650. He hadn't spoken to a group of people for years. It was my dream that we would be the first group Tony Robbins talked to. And on the 3rd day, we gave him the entire 3rd day. That's him on our stage at Build. And we had thousands and over 5,000 people. This year we got 6,000, but we did it in Dallas. Here's just a short tidbit of what happened last year.